learners, welcome back to your educational channel Learn and Educate. We will study about the definition of delegation as given by J.D. Mooney, wherein it is about when a person at a higher position gives some of his authorities to a person at a lower position to perform certain work. It is not giving away of power permanently, but it is giving away of power for the purpose. Delegation means conferring of a specified authority by a higher to a lower authority, wherein the sum of authority is given from a person at a higher position to a person at a lower position, but it is for a purpose. It is for conferring the specified authority at a higher level by a higher authority to a lower authority for the purpose of conferring and giving a specified authority to lower persons by granting and bestowing upon him, transferring. But it does not mean that the power is lost permanently. It means allowing someone to use power temporarily. For example, when a manager allows his assistant to approve leave applications, the manager still has the power of approving the leave applications, but he has conferred it for the smooth work and smooth functioning. Wherein it is clearly defined that delegation is not general or unlimited. It is delegation is for a specific task for a specific time within certain limits. When an approve when a person has been delegated the power to approve expenses up to rupees 10,000, that does not mean that person cannot approve any amount. It means that approval of expenses only up to 10,000. So, delegation is controlled authority. Authority means legal, official power to make decisions and give orders. A person cannot command without authority. Without authority, a person cannot decide. A person cannot control the resources, but with authority, there is a power to make a decision, the power to make command, the power to instruct, the power to act, the power to control the resources. Therefore, delegation is always about authority. Delegation is always about authority, not responsibility alone. Higher means a person at a superior position in hierarchy has, which means the hierarchy has an organization ladder, that is director, manager, supervisor. Authority flows from top to bottom. Authority flows from top to bottom, and delegation always moves from superior to subordinate. Delegation always move from top to bottom downwards. Delegation never moves upward. Delegation always moves from superior to subordinates. The lower authority means a person by at a subordinate position, wherein a lower authority, not lower person, authority. Mooney says about lower authority. Therefore, the position is lower, not the dignity. Delegation respects hierarchy. Respects hierarchy. Delegation respects the dignity of the persons. It is about lower authority, wherein delegation is a process by which a superior clearly defines the decision making power to a subordinate so that work can be performed efficiently. The characteristics of the definition are delegation is about authority. Authority flows downward. Authority must be specific. It is granted by someone superior. It is given by organizational functioning, wherein conferring and granting clearly defined limits of power to decide and command by a superior in hierarchy to a subordinate position, which means that, for example, in a company, there is a CEO who delegates his work to manager, who delegates his work to supervisor. The manager tells supervisor that you can handle customer complaints up to rupees 5,000. Therefore, the higher authority manager and the lower authority supervisor, there is a delegation called transfer of specified limit of 5,000, conferring, and the decision making power is the authority, that is the delegation. Thus, according to Mooney, delegation is the process of granting clearly defined authority by a superior to a subordinate within the organizational hierarchy. It involves limited and specific transfer of decision making, while ultimate responsibility remains with the supervisor. Therefore, there is a superior, he has an authority. Then give some of it did, and it is limited and defined. That authority is limited and defined to a subordinate. That is the delegation. Therefore, delegation is giving authority but keeping ultimate responsibility. Delegation is about completely, and therefore, delegation is giving authority but keeping ultimate responsibility. Delegation is the downward, the limited and controlled granting of authority by a superior to a subordinate, by a superior to a subordinate for performing specified task. Therefore, delegation, as defined by J.D. Mooney, it is about how the specified means clearly defined, limited, and particular work is being delegated, granted, giving upon someone. Why? For the purpose of doing the work. When a person at a higher position gives some of his authority to a person at a lower position to perform certain work, it is authority, but it is made for a specified purpose. The transferring of authority is for a specified purpose. Authority is the legal and official power to make decisions and give orders. Delegation is always about the authority, not about the responsibility alone, wherein delegation flows from top to bottom. And here it is about the authority. Authority is important from higher authority to lower authority. And delegation is a process in which a superior gives clearly defined decision making power to a subordinate so that work can be performed efficiently. Therefore, delegation is about conferring of specified authority by a higher authority to a lower authority.